Wayne Cody. With John Procaccino, Mr. First Nighter, and the Eyewitness Newsreel. From your 24-hour news source, this is KIRO News, live at 11.
Yes, it is still snowing out there in some places. The worst may be over now from the snowstorm that swept in from Canada and off the ocean tonight, but there are still some trouble spots out there. In fact, up the mountain, they are chaining up on Snoqualmie Pass right now. People bundling up all across Washington state. There has been snow, there is snow, and it's going to be a cold one out there. Some neighborhoods getting their first snow of the season right now. We'll be getting an update from Harry Wappler very soon. Snow is something that, well, we love, we hate, we love, we hate. Kids think it's great, but for those of us who have to drive in it, well, it's nothing all that much fun. Sasha Fu right now is standing by live in the elements tonight. Sasha.
Well, Gary, I'm happy to say that I am in Seattle where it is dry. There is no snow, but it is very, very cold. Now, the cold is not going to be much of a problem here, but it is a concern in Skagit County where officials are worried about freezing temperatures and icy roads. That is where most of the snow fell earlier. The season's first snowfall caught just about everyone by surprise. Drivers up north in Skagit County, where the flakes fell fast and thick. The snow-dusted treetops created a Christmas card effect. It also created hazardous roads. As day turned to night and the mercury dipped, the roads turned slick. This accident on I-5 in Mount Vernon caused when a car lost control on black ice. Snowplow crews got their first call for the season. Even the pros were caught by surprise.
We're just starting to prepare for the winter season. They don't have the plows on them yet because we weren't expecting the snow. So we had to go around and equip all the trucks with the sanding equipment and the plows.
Rhonda DeGloria is already winterized. She just can't remember snow ever coming this early.
Well, this is especially early, but I think we were prepared to have the cars, all the antifreeze and new wiper blades, so, you know, we never do the snow tires. We don't have to drive that far, fortunately, but we just go slow, take a little extra time to get there. For the Morgan family, the snow was an extra Halloween-time treat.
Just throwing snowballs at me when I was cooking dinner tonight. He was outside. Right on the window. I was going, oh, no.
The Brown House in Burlington is decked out for Halloween and Christmas both. The snow just made the holiday decorations seem more complete. You know, Gary, merchants and stores keep trying to push the Christmas season earlier and earlier every year. Maybe Mother Nature is getting the same idea.
And Sasha, we're getting a break on studded tires because of this, too. Even though the one woman up in Burlington doesn't use snow tires, a lot of people do.
Yes, that's right. The Department of Transportation has taken pity on those people who may have to rough it in the coming days, and they are going to allow drivers to have the studded tires starting today. That's 3 days earlier than the original November 1st date.
All right, Sasha, thank you. I know you've done good duty out there at Yarton Woodby Island earlier in the snow. And got you back where it's a little bit dry, at least. Harry Wappler, what's going on out there?
Well, Gary, as you can see on the satellite photograph tonight, most of the rain has now and snow has moved to the south of the area. We're now getting the cold, gusty winds coming down from the north, and that's going to cause some problems I'll talk about in a minute. But I do want to mention this, that tonight the snow is now sweeping up into southeastern Washington. Hanford and Yakima both reporting snow, and areas over there like Yakima and Hanford could get 1 to 3 inches of snow tonight before the system sinks all the way out of the way. The wind chill is a big deal tonight. I want to tell you about that because with the gusty north winds up from gusts of 30, even 35 miles per hour and temperatures anywhere from low 20s north to low 30s in the South Sound, you can see temperatures that your body will feel effectively. That's what the wind chill really means. This is the equivalent temperature in still air from 5 below to 15 below zero in northern areas to 5 below to 5 above in the southern areas. Now, that doesn't mean that your car radiator feels those temperatures. Your car radiator and your pipes get only as cold as the temperature on the thermometer. The wind will make them cool down to that temperature quicker, but they do not experience a wind chill effect. That's for warm-blooded people like us and for your pets. Be real careful letting the dogs and cats out tonight.
All right, Harry, that's good advice. Thank you. And, you know, while most of the storm has blown through and our part of the area right now. The snow and ice are still causing some problems behind them. The Bellingham Airport has been shut down for several hours because of icy conditions up there. And a lot of people have lost electrical power at various times throughout the day, the afternoon, and the evening, including some folks in Kent. And of course, if you want to keep up to date, up to the minute in the morning on what is going on, Channel 7 is the place to come. 24 hours a day. Our First in the Morning News will have tips on any closures or commuting problems starting every morning, Monday through Friday at 4:30 a.m. An Everett man is in jail tonight accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill his wife. Today, Henry Jacobson appeared before a U.S. magistrate. Jacobson had a plan to rig his wife's car to stall in a remote area, according to the undercover investigator. There, she would be murdered by a man. But the FBI got wind of Jacobson's plan and arrested him after he paid the undercover agent $5,000 to complete the task. This afternoon, Jacobson's wife spoke out about the alleged plot to end her life. Carla Jacobson says it was just a matter of time before her husband tried something like this.
I knew he was going to do it, but I didn't know that he was going to hire somebody else to do it. I thought he would try to do it on his own.
FBI officials say the plot stems from a messy divorce. Henry Jacobson will be back in court.
In the meteorological profession, and it's certainly of, I think, more than just passing interest to people who have to get out in the morning and walk or drive, try to get to work or get the kids to school. I have a feeling that there will be some delays in some of the school buses tomorrow morning because we have had up to 2 to 6 inches of snow in northern areas, especially around the Port Angeles area. So let's start by looking at what we've got going on at SeaTac Airport, where the sky is now simply cloudy. But it is cold. 37 degrees our current temperature. The humidity is at 92%. And the wind north at 16. That is why we are talking about wind chill factors tonight, so you will feel colder than that temperature on the thermometer. Barometric pressure falling at 30.06. Our almanac shows the temperature range today. Our high was normally our low, 43 degrees, and the normal low is exactly that. A normal high would be 55. The record high is 66 from 1962, the record low 29 from 1946. And on October 27th, this is the 28th, but on October 27th, 1971, we did have 2 inches of snow at SeaTac on that date. So it has happened before. I don't know what happened to the northern areas at that time, but my record showed just simply SeaTac getting some snow, and I would imagine there certainly were other places in western Washington, too, in that storm 20 years ago. So the temperatures today, 30s and 40s, much below our normal values, and in eastern Washington, even colder, barely above the freezing mark there, with Hanford, or rather Yakima, 36 the warmest. Now, Yakima and Hanford and probably Walla Walla tonight are going to see a bit of snow. Here's why. The upper level low has moved down in this manner so that the circulation now comes up and goes up those mountains, the mountains in southeastern Washington and the east side of the Cascades. So they're getting some snow. The passes can be tricky, and then the Yakima area driving is very tricky tonight. So if you're going over that way tomorrow, you better allow some extra time and take the traction devices with you of either studded tires or maybe, I don't think you'll need chains in the passes tomorrow, but the snow is largely over by now, just some rain going on in southwestern Washington, and the snow in eastern Washington will be tapering off tonight. But the cold pattern continues. That the upper level pattern and the surface pattern as well will feed lots of more cold air into Washington state. So we're going to stick around with this cold pattern for a while. Here's our forecast for tonight, and that is for the rain and snow to be ending, but cold and windy. Lows anywhere from low 20s north to low 30s in the South Sound, and the winds north 10 to 20, but some stronger gusts to 30 miles per hour in northern areas and around the Hood Canal Bridge have been seen tonight. Tomorrow, clearing but cold and windy with the highs 38 to 45 and north winds that are really going to make you think, gee, was my calendar watch wrong? Is my calendar on the wall wrong? This can't be October, but it is. I didn't need to tell you that, I guess. In the 5-day forecast, we're looking for a chance of some rain or snow to develop on Thursday, and that is Halloween. I don't think the kids are going to be prevented from trick-or-treating by snow or anything like that, Gary, but I think that the pattern, the important thing to remember here is that highs will start to warm up a bit over the next couple of days by Thursday, and then they're going to cool back a bit, and the nighttime temperatures especially are going to be really chilly.
Yeah, oof. Well, in the meantime, we'll bundle up.
Yeah.
And don't forget, last Halloween we had thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So a little bit of snow isn't going to hurt.
Yeah, and you remember that when you take your kids out. I mean, you remember what last Halloween was like.
Right. Thanks, Jerry.
Sure.
Well, in addition to the weather problems, there is going to be no foot passenger-only ferry service between Seattle and Bremerton. Tomorrow morning, the ferry Kalama blew a head gasket, so make other arrangements. As the time until Election Day grows shorter, supporters of Initiative 120 are calling in some big guns to speak in favor of the pro-choice measure. Faye Waddleton, the president of Planned Parenthood, appeared at a fundraiser in Seattle tonight. Another celebrity there, too, though. One of interest to fans of the TV show Northern Exposure, and Karen O'Leary has that story.
Actor Rob Morrow, the star of Northern Exposure, says he thought a long time before deciding to go public with his support for Initiative 120. But he believes in a woman's right to choose an abortion, and he hopes his taking a stand will make a difference.
You have the most amazing eyes I've ever seen. Has anybody ever told you that?
You know him as an actor. Now meet him as an advocate. 29-year-old Rob Morrow is a strong supporter of Initiative 120.
It goes to the essence of my personal politics, of an individual's right to their own happiness that was written into the Constitution.
And so Morrow attended a fundraiser for the initiative, mingling with other supporters. Seattle Mayor Norm Rice and Planned Parenthood President Faye Waddleton.
I do believe in what you are doing in this state, and it's important to the women of this country.
Had you met Faye Waddleton before?
No, it's very pretty.
Morrow is a political novice, but he says now that he's taken a stand on Initiative 120, he's more likely to come out in favor of something else. He says he'll be cautious, though, making sure it's something he firmly believes in, as he does abortion rights.
I've never been in a position where my taking a stand on something could possibly help a little. I've certainly believed in it in a long time and been in favor of it and been following it for years.
While filming the TV show, which takes about 8 months of the year, Morrow lives in the Seattle area. So he says it only makes sense to get involved in local politics. He told me he also supports Initiative 119, the Death with Dignity initiative.
Okay. The issues that we're going to be following very closely and hearing from all sides on over the next week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Coming up next, Wayne Cody with sports, and they had a Monday Night Football game tonight in which Seahawks fans wouldn't know which team to root for. But one of them won, and it was an exciting finish. Wayne will be here in a moment.